I would like to welcome our presenters for this evening. Joining us today, we have Dr. Anaid Shaver. She is the Supervisor of College and Career Counseling Services, and Ms. Jane Prince, Supervisor of Secondary School Counseling with Prince William County Schools. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Into the beginning. Here we go.
Okay. So good evening, everybody. My name is Jane Prince. And good evening to parents and guardians. We are so happy that you've made the decision to join us this evening to learn about graduation requirements, the academic advisement process, and the student vision profile. I am the Supervisor of Secondary Counseling Services. Tonight, I hope to engage you with relevant information to help your student find success during high school. I have with me this evening one of my colleagues, Dr. Anaid Shaver. She is the Supervisor of College and Career Services. Go ahead and go to the next slide. So tonight we have some learning targets. It's important for all parents and guardians and family members to feel welcome in every Prince William County school building. To that end, we offer language assistance to help you navigate your child's educational experience. All you have to do is ask for support, and we are here to help. We provide access to professional interpreters upon request to support you, and you may access these services in one of two ways. So tonight we are going to work on, well, let me go back to this in a minute. So the two different ways that you can receive assistance. In person, ask for an interpreter when you arrive at the school. You can always point to your language using one of our language assistance posters, which I'll show you in a minute, and our staff will immediately have an interpreter on the phone to help. Or the other way is online. Many of your documents and information are available in Arabic, Chinese, Farsi, Korean, Pashto, Spanish, Urdu, and Vietnamese. Select a category from the menu on the left to see what is available. You can also use the auto translate option to see a translation of our website. Computerized translations are often imperfect, but can help familiarize you with the information not yet translated by the school division. So Anaid, if you could go to the next slide to share that poster. So this is the poster that I'm talking about. When you go into the school, you can actually point to the language if necessary, if you're needing to express which language. So if you could go back to slide number 2 just for a minute, Nate. So I wanted to go over the learning targets for the evening. So this evening, we're going to talk about some important, very specific things. Understanding high school graduation requirements and different diploma types. Understanding the academic advising process. Learn about the importance of students' academic and career plan and the student vision profile, and to identify strategies to support your child at home to ensure academic success. Okay, so then we're going to go and move to parent guardian vocabulary. So these are some very important terms for you to become familiar with as we go through the presentation this evening. Academic advising. This means the process of coordination between the student and the school counselor to create a student's course schedule for the next school year. Academic and career plan, sometimes called ACP, a plan that is created in 7th grade and helps a student map out their yearly coursework to ensure it's connected with the plan for life after high school. A credit. A credit is earned when a student takes and passes a course. Diploma. A diploma is earned when students complete all requirements for graduation to include credits, verified credits, non-course requirements, or meet the requirements set forth in the Individual Education Plan, IEP, for some students with disabilities. Naviance is the program used in all middle and high schools to help students plan for the high school courses and for their high school courses and beyond. The Student Vision Profile. The Student Vision Profile is an instructional tool used to support students with the development of their academic career plan with information and resources to aid in planning for life after high school. And then a verified credit. A verified credit is when a student has passed the course and the SOL that goes with it. And at the end of the course, that's how a student receives a verified credit. So those terms you're going to hear throughout the presentation. Okay. So I'm going to switch over for just a second because I want to share a screen with you and show you what this, right now what you're seeing is a link, a hyperlink to the course catalog. There's also a QR code, either one. When you receive this on email, you'll be able to access the high school course catalog and look it over, but this is what you're going to see. So you could stop share for a minute, Anae, and I'm going to share. So when you go over to the course catalog, this is what you're going to see. And the interesting thing about it, right at the very top where you see this little tiny box that says English, if you use the caret and drop down, you can see it in many different languages, and you can choose your language, and that interpretation is immediately available for the course catalog. So I thought this was really important for you to see. Even though we're not going to go through it every piece this way tonight, I just wanted you to see what it looks like. So you can see as you go through here, this one is for high school. And on the website now, when you go there, you'll also see one for middle school, which is interesting if you have any younger kids at home. But it shows you where to start. It'll take you all the way through the graduation requirements we're going to talk about in a minute, the courses in the different schools, the career pathways, specialty programs, and on. Everything that you want about your students' high school academics are going to be here. Okay, we'll go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, so going on over when you get back there, an aid to high school graduation requirements. And I need to stop share so you can do that. I'm sorry, my fault.
You ready? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I
Okay,
just want to add that the course catalog can also be downloaded if you wanted to look at that. When you go to the web page, you can download it as well.
good point. Okay. So now we will discuss the different diploma types that your child can pursue during high school. All students have the opportunity to complete 28 credits during their 4 years of high school. This leaves plenty of room for exploration and choice in their yearly course schedule. In order to receive the standard diploma, students must earn 22 total credits. In order to earn the advanced studies diploma, students must earn 26 total credits. We will discuss the difference between the two diplomas in detail momentarily. Students with an IEP or individual education plan may also pursue the applied studies diploma if the IEP team determines this is the most appropriate choice. Okay. So in general, the advanced studies diploma will require more of your student. All students must take world language to earn the advanced studies diploma, and must take more math and more science and more social studies. Every student takes 4 years of English, but this is an addition to the standard diploma. Finally, students must earn a total credits to earn the advanced diploma. So this is just a demonstration of a comparatively between the Advanced Studies Diploma and the Standard Diploma? Okay. So you may begin asking yourself, which diploma type is best for my child? This depends on your child's plan for life after high school. If your child plans to attend a four-year college or a two-year college immediately after high school, it is best for them to pursue the Advanced Studies Diploma. Due to the increased requirements for study in math, social studies, science, and world language, it serves as a better preparation for college-level coursework. If your child plans to enter the world of work or job training program immediately after high school, each diploma will prepare them appropriately. If you are in doubt, it is best to keep doors open and have your child continue to challenge themselves throughout high school to include taking more math and science each year. Okay, so we're first going to look over the advanced diploma. So what's required of the advanced diploma? First of all, 26 credits and 5 verified credits. And quite honestly, this has been lowered quite a bit by the state in the last few years, which is nice. It used to be too many. So 5 verified credits, meaning the SOL to match the course. So in English, a student will have to have, with Advanced Studies Diploma, 4 credits of English, 2 of which have to be verified in the writing and the reading section. Courses shall include English 9, 10, 11, and 12 are the advanced equivalent. In math, student must have 4 years and 1 verified credit. Courses shall include at least 3 different course selections from among Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, or other mathematic courses above the level of Algebra 2. In science, 4 credits of science and 1 verified credit. Courses shall include at least 3 different course selections from among earth science, biology, chemistry, or physics, or completion of the sequence of science courses required for the IB diploma. In history and social science, also, once again, 4 credits, 1 verified credit. Courses shall include the U.S. and Virginia history and U.S. and Virginia government, and both world history to 1500 and world history from 1500. World geography may be accepted as one of the required world history courses for transfer students. World language, either 3 of the same language or a 2+2, 2 in one language and 2 in another. In health and physical education, 2 credits. Courses shall include health and PE 1 and 2, first aid, CPR, and AED training. Economics and personal finance, required credit. Students will meet the virtual course graduation requirement after taking and passing this course in Prince William County schools. Then a student must have 3 or 4 electives. Students can satisfy the sequential elective requirement with any 2 of the 3 required elective credits that demonstrate a progression in the study of a specific field. The 2 sequential electives may be in any discipline as long as the courses are not specifically required for graduation. The students may take the focused sequence of elective courses in consecutive years or in 2 years of high school. Students can satisfy the world language requirement for the advanced diploma with either 3 years of one language and 2 of another, or as we had mentioned before, 3 of one. Okay, if using world language courses to meet both the sequential elective requirement and the world language graduation requirement for the the advanced diploma, students would need to total of 5 credits in world language, so 3 and 2. Either 5 credits or the same language. Okay. Other requirements, CTE, credentialing exam. Students must take or pass a CTE credentialing exam that has been approved by the Virginia Board of Education, or take one advanced course during their high school career, or participate in a high-quality work-based learning experience. Okay. So, for the standard diploma, the standard diploma student only has to have completed 22 total credits. Remember, we said that a student can finish 28 total credits in 4 years, regardless of whether you're advanced diploma or standard. You have access to that. But the only requirement for a standard diploma is 22 and 5 verified credits, very similar to the advanced diploma. Different than the advanced diploma, though, you are going to have 4 years of English, but the other cores, you only have to have 3, which we'll talk about. So in English, the requirement for the standard diploma, 4 years of English. Courses shall include English 9, 10, 11, and 12, or an advanced equivalent. In math, 3 years and 1 verified credit. And I didn't mention the 2 verified credits, same as advanced diploma, in the English reading and writing. But in math, 1 verified credit. Courses shall include at least 2 different course selections from Algebra 1 Geometry and AFDA, or Algebra Functions and Data Analysis, Algebra 2, or other mathematic courses above the level of Algebra 2. In science, 3 courses, 1 verified. Courses shall include at least 2 different selections from among earth science, biology, chemistry, or physics, or completion of the sequence of science courses required by the IB diploma. In history and social science, 3 courses, 1 verified. Courses shall include U.S. and Virginia history, U.S. and Virginia government, and one of the following: world history to 1500, or world history from 1500. Health and PE, same as the advanced diploma, 2 required years. Economics and personal finance, 1 required credit there, same as the advanced diploma. And electives, 6. Students can satisfy the sequential elective requirement with any 2 credits that demonstrated progression in the study of a specific field from any discipline. The 2 sequential electives may be in any discipline as long as the courses are not specifically required for graduation. The standards, it mentions here about the state standard. Students may take the focused sequence of elective courses in consecutive years or any 2 years of high school. In addition, the 2 required sequential elective credits students will need to satisfy the CTE, Visual and Performing Arts, World Language requirement by taking any of the following combinations: 1 CTE credit and 1 Visual and Performing Arts credit, 1 CTE credit and 1 World Language credit, 1 Visual and Performing Arts credit and 1 Language Arts credit, 2 CTE credits, 2 Visual and Performing Arts credits. In other requirements, a CTE credentialing exam, students must take and pass a CTE credentialing exam that has been approved by the Virginia Board of Education, or take 1 advanced course during their high school career. An advanced course can be defined as an AP, Advanced, IB, Pre-IB, ACE, or IGSCE, as given at Potomac course, or dual enrollment. Or the last one, participate in a high-quality work-based learning experience, as defined in the Virginia Department of Education. Okay, so finally, we're going to move, there you go. Finally, let's discuss the Applied Studies Diploma. Remember, this diploma may only be pursued by those students who have an individual education plan. The IEP team will meet to discuss the student's plan for completing credits and taking any standardized tests or alternate assessments. If you have questions about the Applied Studies Diploma, please talk with your student's assigned case manager. Okay. So as a parent right now, especially of a rising ninth grader, every year we hear, this school has already come over to the middle school to make a student schedule, but they've not worked on my student yet. So I wanted to go over these particular things to keep in mind so that you know that the needs of your student definitely will be met. So high schools schedule rising ninth graders at the student's middle school during different dates from February to March. So it really depends on when the high school is scheduling this at your student's middle school if your students are a rising ninth grade student. Parents will receive a copy of their student's chosen course request via parent view or email in the late spring for approval. And all high schools schedule open house opportunities prior to the start of high school. So there's further opportunity for discussion. Okay. So we wanted to show you this slide because as a parent, you're going to want to go to the website and see some of the things that we're talking about this evening. This particular slide about academic advising and vision meeting webpage is live on our website now, and especially when you get this on email, you can click on the hyperlink to take you actually to the academic advising vision meeting webpage. So I wanted to mention that. Okay. So academic advising resources. So first, it's important to understand that academic advising is a process. The academic advising process begins with students reviewing their academic career plan and student vision profile, parent or guardian and teacher conversations. Students reflect on their vision and post-high school goals, review of specialty and advanced course offerings, review of graduation requirements, and balance of commitments, academics, and personal wellness. Balance is very important for high school to make sure that you're not taking too much and that you have a good balance of things. And number 7, this is a snapshot from the academic advising webpage, which has hyperlinks and resources for all of these different areas for you to use with your student. Okay. So here is sort of a map laid out for the meeting timeline for academic advising and the vision meeting. In January, the process begins with meaningful conversations. Teachers probably are already starting to speak with their students about the beginning of January to discuss academic performance and recommendations. Teachers enter these recommendations into the student information system, which becomes visible to students in late January. They're also discussing those things with them. Updated student vision profile will be available after January the 24th, and that's something that we'll talk about later. In February through April, students meet individually with their school counselor to discuss course selection, graduation requirements, and post-secondary plans mid-February, early April, regardless of whether the student enters preliminary course request in Student View or not. This process is facilitated by the school counseling department through specific classes and grade level. Course change requests are reviewed and approved in April based on staffing for the upcoming school year. In August, student schedules are released in Student View, typically the Wednesday before the first week of the school year. Okay, so this is a slight change this year. We're constantly making sure that students have a well-rounded conversation with their school counselor. So Anade, if you could switch over to there you go. So here is a visual to demonstrate the academic advising vision meeting process students will experience this spring. So The first meeting, students participate in a student vision lesson prior to meeting with their school counselor. So this will be more like a classroom lesson that lasts about 45 minutes. And this is for grades 9 through 10. And then students meet with the counselor individually or in groups. It depends on how the counselor would like to approach it. Sometimes there's really valuable conversations with 3 or 4 kids that are there in the same classroom that would like to talk about that with their counselor. And then the final step process with this age group, the school counselor completes the student vision meeting checklist with the student. So then for grade 11, just a little bit different. Now we're getting close to thinking about life beyond high school. So once again, the student participates in a student vision lesson prior to meeting with the school counselor for about 45 minutes, and this is a group lesson. Then there's a 15 minutes where the student meets with the school counselor individually, starting to get more individualized here. And then the last part will be the school counselor completes the student vision meeting checklist with the student, which you're going to see in a minute. Okay. So here is the student high school checklist. And most schools have always had this, but we have sort of composed it so that we make sure that very similar things are in every school. Here's a standard student vision meeting checklist. Counselors will complete a checklist for each student to guide discussions about important programs students might be participating in while in high school. Requirements of these programs are a part of the checklist to guide them with necessary steps and task completion. So now I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Anaid Shaver, the supervisor of College and Career Services.
Thank you, Jane. I will now share with you all details about the Student Vision Profile and how it will be used in the academic advising process. First, it is important to understand what is the Student Vision Profile and how is it created. The Student Vision Profile is a resource document that is delivered and will be delivered to all families in grades 6 through 12. To create this profile, we brought together information from a variety of sources. Naviance, which is the profile we use to guide our college and career readiness planning behaviors. Starting in grade 6, students use this online tool to take assessments, create their academic career plan, and learn about themselves through self-discovery, career exploration, and to develop a plan for life after high school. Students view information about their career interest and post-high school education in this process. Our school counselors and our teams work to make sure that the activities are delivered to students within a developmental framework and a specific scope and sequence. We closely monitor the work completed at the school level to ensure that all students have an equitable experience regardless of the school they attend. We have collaborated with an external vendor from Pearson Spotlight to bring together the Student Vision Profile and bring it to life. The team at Spotlight supplements the work of our students with information about workforce trends and post-high school options. Finally, we use information found in Synergy Student Information System to personalize each student vision profile. Student grade point average and college preparatory test scores will be included in each school report. So the features of the Student Vision Profile. This document will be delivered electronically to all parents and guardians and students through Parent View and Student View. We have partnered with our school parent liaisons to ensure that we are poised to support any parent and guardian who does not yet have an active Parent View account. Parents and guardians or students can navigate to the document section to review their report. The profiles are translated into desired correspondent languages for the top 9 languages spoken by Prince William County families. Parents and guardians also receive an English copy of the profile. These documents were created to be viewed on a computer or tablet In the document, students and families will find many embedded links which take them directly to resources to support their learning and post-high school planning. If necessary, the student vision profile can be printed and viewed. Each school will have the capability to have paper copies if requested. When the student vision profiles are delivered, and as Jane had mentioned, we'll be able to see those after January 24th, you will be able to be directed to a link on our webpage. This webpage is designed to serve as a resource to navigate the document. Viewers will find links to feedback surveys to include translated versions of each survey, background information about the profile, sample documents for viewing, and tutorial videos to walk you through the profile. In addition, our staff also receives a Launchpad toolkit, which also provides them information to specifically help support for our school administrators, counselors, and staff with information about the resource and how they can best help support families and students with using this resource. So now, I'd like to share with you a video that walks you through what the high school student vision profile looks like.
New this year, all parents and guardians of students in grades 6 through 12 will receive a customized student vision profile for their student. This document will contain valuable information about planning for life after high school and making the most of their PWCS experience. The information included in this profile is pulled directly from the assessments that students complete in Naviance. This helpful resource includes information about students' personal traits and career interests from Naviance assessments, career plan pathway information, suggested action steps for the student and parent or guardian for each post-high school path, college, career, military, or world of work. The high school cover page contains most of the students' data, such as their GPA, graduation status, current pathway plan, career cluster interest, and greatest strength. Students may also see their test scores. Test scores will be hidden for students who do not have test scores. There is also an orange box with information under the topics. Start the conversation, get moving, think about it, and access resources. The self-discovery and career page contains the student's assessment and career interest information, including career cluster interest and career code, greatest strength, their learning style, and personality type. The career table can help the student and their parents understand the field the student is interested in. It pulls data directly from their student data. Such information includes a table showing levels of education ranging from a high school diploma to a graduate degree, median annual income for that career area, and colleges that offer relevant certificates or degrees. The Pathways and Action Steps page for high schoolers contains information about post-secondary pathways available to the students. A check mark will appear on top of either the career, college, military, or apprenticeship trade schools row based on the pathway information in their student data. Unless the student has not taken the pathway assessment or has selected undecided or gap year as their post-secondary response. The college and GPA page contains information about the student's GPA and colleges. The data points in the GPA rocket graph come from the student's GPA data. There will be a dot corresponding to the student's GPA by year. For example, 12th graders will have 4 dots, 11th graders will have 3 dots, etc. Students with no GPA data will receive a sample or placeholder graph labeled as sample. Most 9th graders will not have GPA data reflected on the rocket graph due to when the data for the fall reports is submitted, though some 9th grade students may have data on the rocket GPA graph from high school courses completed in middle school. The student vision profile reports will be accessed through Parent View, Student View, and is translated into the parent or guardian's correspondence language if that language is on our required translation list. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to the Director of College Career and Student Support, Becca Schlater at schlattti@ pwcs.edu, or the supervisor of college and career services, Dr. Enaid Shaver at shavrad at pwcs.edu.
Okay. So we have another video to share with you and wanted to inform you that PWCS works intentionally to ensure the services and resources we provide are accessible and equitable to all students and families. In collaboration with our special education department, we designed a student vision profile for our students seeking an applied studies diploma. The Student Vision Profile is a resource that our transition specialists at each of our high schools have been trained to use to complement and incorporate in the transition services planning that they provide to students and family. So let's take a look.
New this year, all parents and guardians of students in grades 6 through 12 will receive a student vision profile for their student. This document will contain valuable information about planning for life after high school and making the most of their PWCS experience. The information included in this profile helps students and families to determine a match between current performance and the post-secondary environment into which the student hopes to transition after high school. The cover page contains the bulk of the student's individualized data. It gives them 3 career fields to consider: manufacturing, marketing, and hospitality tourism. These career fields are considered in high demand within Prince William County. There is also information about the diploma track and an orange box with information under the topics. Start the conversation, get moving, think about it, and access resources. The career page contains information about becoming self-determined and career ready, with specific information on careers to consider in manufacturing. The career table only has 2 columns for high school diploma and certificate, median annual income for those jobs, and degrees and certificates to consider. Understanding this information and the requirements for these career fields will assist in preparing for employment. The Pathways and Actions Steps page contains information about post-secondary pathways available to the students. This page provides guidance in 5 areas to include graduation, careers, community college, the military, and apprenticeship programs. A check mark will appear on top of either the career, college, military, or apprenticeship trade schools row based on the pathway information in their student data, unless the student has not taken the pathway assessment or has selected undecided or gap year as their post-secondary response. The resources page contains resources in the community for students who receive special education services and their families. Information about essential services will assist families to ensure the student achieves post-secondary success. The Student Vision Profile reports will be accessed through Parent View.
Okay, so those documents can be accessed the same as our other student vision profiles through Parent View and through Student View. And so now I'd like to move forward and talk a little bit about the student vision profile as an academic and career plan. So in the state of Virginia, it is required that our students have an academic and career plan, also known as an ACP, and it must include and is not limited to program of studies for high school graduation and post-secondary career pathway based on the student's academic and career interest, a review and update if necessary during the 9th and 11th grade years, and acknowledgement by the parent guardian and opportunities for discussion with the school counselors. So all of the information, although the student vision profile is a snapshot, all of the information can be found in Naviance in terms of being able to access and see students' interest inventories and their results. So all of that information is housed in Naviance. So what we'd like to do now is, since we've had this time to talk with you about graduation requirements, the academic advising process, and the student vision profile, we want to take a look inside to what an academic advising meeting looks like in action in our middle schools and our high schools.
I would say the start is understanding the student vision profile. And the way you understand it is to complete the professional development in the school counseling essentials. Everything is laid out, everything. From why we use the student vision profile, how to use it, what are the components of it. Do you remember how to get to the student vision profile that we opened
It
in
was,
class?
go down to documents, and then student vision profile.
And then also the big picture of it, how this travels with them to high school and beyond.
I'm just here to kind of tag along and jump in to discuss the career part, okay, of the student vision profile, which is a new document that we've kind of rolled out with Prince William County, so that students and parents have the opportunity to, you know, just get a snapshot of where you are with your academics and what your projected goal may possibly be with your college and career plans, okay?
Are you looking into taking classes related to that major?
I think one of the main things that I learned from this Osmond's First Gen program was your future starts from right now.
Mhm.
So I started choosing courses that aligned with what I wanted to do in the future. For example, one of the classes offered here at Potomac was AP Computer Science, which
Mhm.
I am taking now.
Okay.
And I know that computer science is a major that heavily, you know, uses math.
Mhm.
So I decided to continue my math courses.
And because of the work you have put in, you are on track to graduate.
Yes.
And after high school, tell us your plans.
In the lessons, we activate that. We're integrating it into our conversations. It's anything from applying to specialty programs, when we meet for the academic advising, what classes they might want to take in high school. So when they meet with their high school counselor, when they come here and towards the end of Q3, they already have understanding of what classes they might want to take for their electives and how the courses they're taking in middle school can already be part of their transcript and how that builds into what they're going to take in high school. This is their course catalog, and you can scroll through it. It's pretty long. You can scroll through it and look through the programs. You can look through the courses. It's a really great resource. Okay. If you go back to your student vision plan, all of these links are on your student vision plan. And here it is. We can even look under here. So all the blue underline are active links. So if you wanted to look into the actual courses, you could click your career interests and it'll take you to the courses, the pathways and programs with the specialty program, active link right here. And then another one that's really great on the very first page, explore resources. It can take you straight to Naviance, student view, parent view, and to the course catalog. So this has all the links that you would need, so you don't have to go to all the different sites. You could just click straight from your student vision plan.
Have you thought about any of the, what courses you may want to take that would help you in the field, you know, going into college as a student who's interested in law?
Yes, I have started thinking about my course selection for next year, or at least getting like an idea.
Mhm.
One of the classes in particular is AP Government.
So we follow all the courses, our playbook, our counseling playbook for the course lessons that we do. And the first one that we did this year, let's start with 8th grade. We did the specialty programs. In the specialty program lesson was exposing students to the student vision profile. That student vision profile really is kind of the basis for all of the planning for the high schoolers as they're going into high school. The one thing that I think is really important to know is that if you're interested in applying to a specialty program, that you go to the website, to the high school specialty program website. So if you scroll, we'll go back to that. If you click on the active link there and scroll down here on this left side, it tells you everything that you would need to know, your application, transportation, and the course catalog if you need that. So if you click on the application process and you scroll down, it's going to give you the exact steps to take. Based on the tests you did, the surveys you did, it came up architecture and construction. And you had mentioned that you're also potentially interested in the agriculture program that's at Brentsville. You're interested in maybe building or aviation. Okay, so let's kind of talk all through all that. In here, there's active links. So when we go to specialty programs or Naviance or course catalog, these blue links, just like in Naviance, are active links. You can redo any of the interest surveys. You know, at a point in time, these were the results last year when you were in career investigations. If you want to redo them, you can redo them. This student vision profile is updated twice a year. So once in January and then once in June. So what the benefit of it in January is we'll come into your classes again in probably February and do your academic advising lesson. So that's where you're going to really look into classes that you want to take in high school, the actual electives, kind of start thinking about post-secondary. This will continue to grow with you.
So he mentioned graduation, and then now we're on the college connected, career connected steps. So we've talked about kind of talked about that. We discussed the ASVAB and things to do. Then the college college action steps, it has a check mark next to it. I think you're kind of getting a lot of these skills in with the first gen group, right? Would you say? But just take a look at the college action steps and see if you have any questions about any of those. Down here at the bottom, you will see some of the top institutions or institutions that most of our students apply to in Prince William County, okay? And it's broken down by most selective, highly selective, very selective, moderately selective.
Number one, I think it empowers them. They become more of a robust Prince William County student where they know what's out there. They've explored what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and they can use it all in one location. So they have one-stop shop to kind of work through when they're navigating what they're going to do. It prompts them to have conversations more, not just with themselves, but at home. So then their families understand what are available. You know, any high school is great in Prince William, and they're going to get a great education regardless of what their base school is. But there's so many other opportunities, and we want to make sure all of the students have the same access to those opportunities. I would say this.
Okay, so as we get ready to close out our time together this evening by we'd like to provide you with some tips to help support your student during high school. We know that sometimes it's hard to talk to your teenage student, and we want to help. Asking your child these 3 questions and using the conversation starter shared on the student vision profile can open up great conversations. So here are some questions to consider in helping to have a conversation with your student. Who are you? Where are you going? And how will you get there? Again, to continue to be able to support your student, it's not just about asking the questions, but also about guiding them through important decisions. Now it's a great time to get involved to ensure that course choices are aligned with your students' after high school plan. So some of the questions you might want to think about to help support your student are: help your child identify their interest. Number 2, use the career assessment tools in Naviance. 3, help your child think outside the box to explore career interests. 4, encourage your child to consider a variety of interests that align with their skills and interests. 5, use the student vision profile as a guide to foster conversations with your child. And again, some considerations to help with some conversation starters to help with that planning for life after high school can be challenging. So how many times have you asked your student a question only to hear the response, "I don't know"? You as a parent or guardian are one of the most influential people in the life of your student when it comes to choosing a career and post-high school plan. Perhaps you can start the conversation by sharing some of your experiences in the world of work. So some examples might be you sharing, "My first job was," "Today at work, I think it's important for all workers to know. When I have conflict at work, I resolve it by," "At work, I have to solve problems like," and finally, "I wish I had known about blank about the world of work." So I will turn it back to Jane.
Okay, so I think we're going to visit the chat We've got a number of questions, and Dr. Shaver and I will do our best to answer what we can. If we don't know the answer, which is real possible at times, we can also email you, okay? So the first question, can my student just do the student vision profile again? We talked about how we're getting ready to have a new one. I don't think my student put much thought into that and what was meant. IEP are case managers assigned in middle school. Yes, they are assigned in middle school, but the answer to, I believe that they have just completed. I'll let you answer the part about taking it again, Anaid.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for your question. So, yes, students can take the assessments over again. However, the student vision profile is a snapshot in time. So when we collect the information that you will see in your student vision profile, it is as of November 20th. So the data that is in there is based on students when they completed whichever assessments is from November 20th. Moving forward in June, students, if they haven't completed it during that time, there will be an updated version for students in 7th grade through 11th grade. We will not have an updated version for seniors in June because we know that they're moving forward and hopefully fulfilling their plan that they had set for themselves. But for students in our grades 6 through 11, we encourage them to go back in at any time, take those assessments. When you get the snapshot, if it's not up to date, there will be an updated version that will be coming out. And students will get this each year. And we work to get them ready for January so that it can be used with their academic advising. So if you want to see live, real data and outcomes, you can have your student log into the Naviance, their account, and be able to walk through. They can show you their assessments and their results in real time.
So there was one more question here. I'm not sure. It says, are there case managers assigned in middle school, IEP case managers? Yes, there are. And so if your student's in middle school and you know they have an IEP, you can contact the school and you can ask who is the assigned case manager for your student that manages your IEP. So don't feel bad about calling and asking that question if you need to. Okay, the next question, and this is about a new student coming in. My student will be re-enrolling in PWCS schools. How can I make sure we do not miss the planning sessions that are taking place in middle school, currently attending a private school? So these planning sessions, I think it's fine that the student comes in. Once you're ready to enroll, the counselors are prepared to sit down and work with them individually. That's when I was a high school director, that's the way we managed to do it then. There is a wealth of information, as we've mentioned tonight, on the website. And your student, can also view those same videos that are available for them to see, but they're not going to miss out, not one bit, on the scheduling piece. They will have a one-on-one session. Okay, so let's see about another one.
I can do the second part of that. In addition,
Okay.
how do we get access to the student vision profile? It will be available. The current version that is in, if you are currently enrolled in Prince William, it is in the document section of Parent View as well as in Student View. So when our new versions are ready, you will be able to access that through Parent View by clicking on the tab that says Documents, is typically on the left-hand side when you go into Parent View. And when you scroll down into documents that you have in there, you will see Student Vision Profile / Academic Career Plan, and you will be able to view the document there.
Okay, so this is a further question, and I think this is a real typical question of parent. I mean, you have what I believe like a rising 9th grade student coming from middle school, probably Mrs. Jemison, and so they are constantly changing their mind about what they want to do and developing these ideas. So her question is, my student, we talked about a medical career, but his SVP indicates a career interest in hospitality and tourism. He also mentioned he may be interested in ROTC. Do you want to respond to that, Dr. Shaver?
Yes, and so as Ms. Prince has said, students' minds and interests are changing on a regular basis, and that's okay. That is normal, and they're exploring. And what we show on the student vision profile is their top choice based on the assessments that they've done. When you go into Naviance, there may be more than one area that is a top area for them. So they may in fact have an interest with medical. It may be the number 2 that's listed. So based on how the students indicated their interest, that is what we were reporting on the student vision profile. And again, it's just a snapshot. These assessments have a lot of information, a lot of rich information that we're only able to just again, put a snapshot of some of their top strengths or their top career interests for this purpose. And again, this is a resource to help facilitate conversation between you and your student to be able to help guide them in what they're interested in for their future. And again, there's no right or wrong answer. This is, again, a tool and a resource to help facilitate conversation and provide you some resources to help with that planning.
So also a question about who decides if a student needs an IEP. I would reach out to your school counselor at your school, and they will be glad to go into all that discussion about a student with an individual education plan. Okay, that's all I had in the web chat. Do we have any further in the Q&A?
I checked and I didn't see any questions in the Q&A. I believe everyone typed them in the chat.
Okay. Okay, so remember that as a part of this, and even if you have a friend that had signed up and didn't get to join us live tonight, they will receive an email of this presentation as soon as it's prepared properly. We're also available on I believe on the front of the PowerPoint, how to get a hold of us. You can email and ask questions, and we'll be glad to further answer questions if you email us. It looks like we have another few questions here. Okay, let's see.
What is the percentage value of job market in need of the state? I don't know if I understand the question. What is the percentage value of job market in need of the state? What I do know in terms of in Prince William County and actually across our state, medical field is a very in-demand career for what is sought out in our area. So I think we can provide more information actually by clicking on in the student vision profile. It provides links to some of the job market information. However, if you want to follow up with me, I'm happy to have a further conversation and provide you some more detailed information regarding your question.
I do believe we have a chart out there that really goes into detail about Prince William County and what job markets are needed. We can do that for you. Just email us.
Yes.
All right, so at this time, I would just like to say thank you so much to Dr. Shaver and Ms. Prince for joining us this evening. We have placed the survey in the chat, so please take a few minutes to fill that out. Let us know how we're doing and what kind of programming you would like to see in the future. As Ms. Prince mentioned, this session was recorded, so I will provide a follow-up email to all who registered with the PowerPoint presentation. I'll make sure to include the email addresses for both Dr. Shaver and Ms. Prince. And then you will also get a copy of the recording, and it will also be posted to our recordings of past events page once it is ready with captions and translations. So again, thank you everyone for joining us this evening, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Thank you.